I was blessed enough to be with the program from day one. When we were 7 or 8 of us total were involved in it. I was lucky enough to be in the parking lot of the first delivery. It's been almost 6 years ago. And when the kids came up, when there's more uncertainty, we were more uncertain than the kids were about how it was going to work and everything, but it worked out fine. So it's been 6 years now since I've been with the program, and it's unbelievable where we've come to from that last 6 years.
There are many, many children who live in Fort Bend County who go hungry every night. They have breakfast and lunch served at school, but there's a gap on the weekends, and there's also a gap over the long school breaks, and especially in the summertime.
We knew there were unfed children, hungry children, so we just wanted to keep it simple and feed children. We didn't really know how many or what the percentage was, and that first Christmas we fed 150 children at one school. Well, obviously there were more kids at other schools that were in the same predicament of not having enough food. Well, this past summer we've grown from that 150 a day to over 4,000 a day, and we anticipate growing every time we sign up for the next session, so to speak. We anticipate the numbers getting larger and larger. So obviously here in West Fort Bend County, where we consider ourselves relatively affluent, there is a huge unmet need of hungry children in this part of the world.
The children who go to bed hungry every night now know, well, at least on the weekends or over Christmas break or spring break or during the summer, at least I'll get one good meal.
Not only, we know the kids, the obvious impact on the children is they're being fed. But from that, you also hear from, because we work closely with schools, we also hear from teachers and administrators that see the kids. They see the vast improvement in their performance because their stomachs aren't empty. They're getting food. It obviously helps their function in school, but it helps their attitude with their other students, with their friends and everything, just to have a steady, consistent meal that they didn't have before. So obviously, just beside the obvious of being fed, the kids, it affects their whole, from the time they get up to the time they go to bed, their attitude and their performance in school. We have that from, third-party sources, their teachers at school.
The impact that this program has had on our students here at Meyer Elementary has been great. We have many students every week when we deliver our lunches who are very excited because they know that they have something to eat on the weekends. We have given some extra lunches to some students, and you can see the gratefulness in their eyes. They are very excited when they receive their lunches every week.
I think the positive influence of Lunches of Love not only are the children who are secure in knowing that they're going to have at least one meal a day, but also a positive influence has been on the children who come and who assemble the lunches, who go on deliveries.
I think this program has had a huge impact on the kids from Fort Bend County. They've had lots of lunches delivered over the summer and during school to help them with their hunger.
The positive influences I've had, that I feel like I've had being a part of Lunches of Love, is just seeing the joy on the kids' faces. Just being able to help, in the community that I live in.
Lunches of Love helped me by bringing more food to my house because we had a little bit of food. It makes me feel happy to receive food from Lunches of Love because some people don't have that much food.
It helps me out because it provides me with food that I don't have.
Lunches of Love means the world to me, and seeing the kids get so excited over a simple sack lunch. But it's not just about the lunch, it's about the volunteers. The volunteers tell the kids, we're so glad that you're here. We're so glad that you came today. It's so good to see you. Sometimes that socioeconomic group does not understand the meaning of unconditional love, so we're teaching them about love. We're giving them a little bit of hope.
To this point, we have not ran out of resources. Someone, somewhere, corporation, private entities have always filled the gap. But growing from 150 and over 6 years to 4,000 plus, we fear that we may be reaching the limits of what we've done so far. I think we'll be fine for another year or so, but there are concerns in the back of our mind about how far can we take our resources that we have right now. So that's why we're constantly looking for more resources, no matter from food items to the way we deliver, to where we actually package, and volunteers as well.
You know, most people think of Fort Bend County as an area like Sugar Land, as an area like what they see when they drive through Richmond-Rosenberg on the highway, and they don't see the great need that Fort Bend County has.
One story in particular stuck out with me when I was told about it. We had a family, several small children, and they would come to school before they got on our program. They would bring empty water bottles from their house. And at the end of the day, they would pull these empty bottles of water from their backpack, fill them up from the fountain at the school, put them in their backpack, and take them home. Of course, your initial thought is, well, the kids just don't have drinking water. Come to find out, they didn't have running water. And the water wasn't to take a bath in, to drink, wash their hands. The water, because they didn't have food, the water was to fill their stomachs because they didn't have food. It was to tide them over 12 hours, 14 hours until they could come back to school to get their breakfast, because that's all they had was water. That stuck in my mind. I cannot imagine what they were going through in their minds, but that was just part of their daily routine. And through Lunches of Love and the generosity of everyone in this area, those kids do not have to subsist on water for a meal.
It's been a great experience as far as expanding my friendships and expanding my knowledge just of the community. It's a great way for the community to get together and to help to give back.